for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. A crash involving a semi-truck in Marion County has claimed the life of a man from Harrison. 75-year-old Harlan Sharp was killed in a single vehicle accident on Monday evening. The Arkansas State Police say Sharp's Freightliner crossed the center line, left the roadway, and struck an embankment. Sharp was taken to the Baxter Regional Medical Center but died from his injuries. The accident occurred around 5:40 p.m. in the evening on Highway 62-412 at Georges Creek. A Baxter County man is in the Marion County Detention Center accused of illegally entering multiple residents. According to the affidavits, 27-year-old Robert Kendall of Mountain Home is charged with felony counts of theft of property and residential burglary and misdemeanor counts of first-degree criminal mischief and criminal trespass. The Marion County Sheriff's Office reports he's being held without bond. And a traffic stop in Flippin has led to the arrest of a Mountain Home woman on multiple drug charges. 40-year-old Heather Kisser was booked on a felony count of possession of a controlled substance, 3 misdemeanor counts of possession of a controlled substance, and 2 misdemeanor counts of possession of drug paraphernalia and traffic offenses of failure to present proof of insurance and an equipment violation. During the traffic stop for a broken windshield, a trooper located a black digital scale with white crystal residue on it, as well as a black bottle labeled to be brake fluid, but instead it had a clear baggie containing methamphetamine. She is currently free on a $10,000 bond. Rebecca Martin of Rural Mountain Home, who was sentenced to 20 years on probation in April after pleading guilty to a long string of drug trafficking charges, has now been locked up again, facing charges she violated the terms and conditions of her probation. The 53-year-old Martin was arrested June 12th for allegedly failing a drug test for the 3rd time early last month, as well as failing to report for a substance abuse assessment June the 11th. She could face prison time based on those violations. In addition, she's being placed on probation. The state was authorized to seize her home located along County Road 30. Martin is being held without bond in the Baxter County Detention Center. While the turnout was very small, Harrison city leaders began the process of addressing the public in regards to the need for a tax extension for the city. The first of 4 public meetings was held last night at Eagle Heights Baptist Church, which is in Ward 4 of the city of Harrison. TKO 8 News was on hand to learn more about the needs the city says the tax will continue to provide for its citizens.
Actually, if you look at our quarter cent general fund tax, that is about 20% of actually what we take in, that quarter cent is. So if you took 20% out of our general fund, what's it probably going to hurt worse? If you're looking at the whole general fund, what is it going to hurt worse? And I'm going to tell you probably what's going to happen. It's probably going to knock our parks. Okay, if you knock our parks, that creates a snowball. The parks won't have revenue to put back in to have, say, bring people into town, spend money in town. The CBV, the tax on that will, I'm just saying, if you knock one thing down, it kind of snowballs down the road. So even though we're only giving the parks $535,000 this year, that's not a lot of money. We're not really giving a lot of money. But if you take out $1.1 million or $1.2 million out of our general fund budget, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. We've made so great steps with these 2 taxes being in place. The last few years, our city has grown. We've been able to actually get business in the town, offer more things. But if you take these two taxes away from us, I'm going to say our city is going to just stop. It's going to stop. I'm not going to say it's going to go backwards. I don't want to say that, but I don't think it'll move forward. So I know this is a short presentation. We don't have any really too many kind of speaking maybe to the choir here a little bit. I can't say singing to the choir because I can't sing, so I'll say speaking to the choir. But any other questions?
The $507,000 that would give the parks and that, matching that against the people that are coming into the tournaments and all, it's actually at $500,000 probably be great for $1 million.
It does. It does. That money does.
So it's big money for our buck.
Yes. And our infrastructure, like Wade was saying, Mr. Phillips was saying, a little over $5 million, I think, and about $5.5 million on Goblin Drive of that. But you know, that's safety for our kids. Plus that road gets a lot of other traffic. Goblin Drive is kind of a through street. So we need to work on that area. We got other areas that, and this ward here is going to help that daily drive extension. People won't get out on 65. We're looking at other roads also in the future. That, you know, we don't want to bypass. We don't want to bypass it. So if we can do some infrastructure work, we'll delay that bypass.
Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
On any given day here at Main Street Service Center, we might be working on a Ford like on the 4-post lift over my shoulder, or an Infiniti that's back on the back bay, or a Toyota, or a BMW, or right here a Hyundai. You just never know what's going to come into the shop and what their needs might be, but you can rest assured that at Main Street Service Center, whatever you're driving, we can take care of it for you, whether it's oil and filter changes all the way up to engine and transmission replacements. And get this, we've been in business for 29 years and there's still things that we can't do, and we're not too proud to say it. So if you bring us something and it's over our head or out of our capabilities of expertise or tools, we're not too proud to say it, because we want your vehicle fixed correctly, right, and the first time.
A former Arkansas state senator has been sentenced to 18 months in prison after scheming to obtain money through fraud in the Fort Smith federal court. Judge P.K. Holmes ordered Jake Files of Fort Smith to report to prison by August 2nd and to also pay nearly $84,000 in restitution. The 46-year-old pled guilty to wire fraud, bank fraud, and money laundering in January. He acknowledged preparing and submitting fraudulent bids to obtain state general improvement funds designated for a Fort Smith sports complex. According to the government, Files had an associate take funds from a bank account via cash and a check, and then that Files later deposited the check into his personal bank account. Officials in Northwest Arkansas are hoping a federal benefits program can help them bury the unclaimed remains of qualifying veterans at the Federal National Cemetery. The Department of Veterans Affairs Unclaimed Remains Program would allow Washington County to be reimbursed $300 for burial costs. The program also may pay for a plot and transportation of the body. Unclaimed bodies become wards of the coroner, so the county must pay for the remains cremation and burial. Coroner Roger Morris says Washington County has spent about $2,000 this year on cremations. Morris says 8 of the unclaimed bodies he's handled so far this year have been veterans. He says veterans whose bodies are unclaimed have earned the respect to be buried with military honors. Federal officials say that a pathologist fired from an Arkansas Veterans Hospital for being impaired on duty misdiagnosed 7 cases and more than 30,000 additional cases are being reviewed. The Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks says one error may have led to a death. Spokesperson Wanda Shull says 7 errors were found among 911 cases already reviewed by the Department of Veterans Affairs and Office of the Inspector General. According to Shull, the pathologist was removed from clinical care in March of 2016 after a colleague reported the pathologist was impaired at the time. The unidentified pathologist returned to work after completing a support program but was removed from the clinic again last fall before being fired in April. And a federal judge is again blocking Arkansas from enforcing a law that critics say makes the state the first in the nation to effectively ban abortion pills. U.S. District Judge Christine Baker on Monday granted a 14-day temporary restraining order preventing Arkansas from enforcing the restriction on how abortion pills are administered. The law says doctors who provide the pills must hold a contract with a physician with admitting privileges at a hospital who agrees to handle any complications. The U.S. Supreme Court last month rejected Planned Parenthood's appeal to reinstate Baker's early order blocking the law. Planned Parenthood said its 2 facilities and another unaffiliated clinic in Little Rock have stopped offering medication abortions because of those restrictions. Baker said Monday that circumstances have changed since her initial ruling. Cross County Sheriff's deputies have now arrested a Colt man after a woman found him naked in bed with her 14-year-old daughter. Deputies arrested 18-year-old John Jackson on suspicion of rape, sexual indecency with a child, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The victim's mom told deputies she went into her daughter's room and found Jackson naked in bed with her partially clad child. According to the parents, Jackson did not have permission to be at the house or with their daughter. In fact, they claimed they had told him to stay away from her last year. During questioning, Jackson reportedly told investigators he had sex with the girl on more than one occasion since November of 2017. Before we take a look at the weather forecast, which looks to be maybe a little cooler and hopefully some rain, here's the way the stock market ended today. Hot and steamy today, but maybe a little relief in sight if everything goes according to the National Weather Service predictions. But it was warm and steamy this afternoon, 86 degrees, felt like about 92 degrees with the humidity. A little bit cooler than the last few days, but still very hot out there this afternoon. We do have a possibility, real good possibility, as a frontal system and really the low pressure system slides to the south and gives us some opportunity for cooler air and some rainfall in the area. Here's the way it looks as we move on through the work week. Tomorrow, a decent chance of rainfall, but certainly much cooler. Look at this. High tomorrow, 79 degrees under sunny skies in the afternoon. 80% chance of scattered thunderstorms in the area. And likewise on Thursday, thunderstorms possible, 83 degrees for an afternoon high, and again 80% chance. On Friday, the rain out of the forecast for at least one day. 83 still a very mild day temperature-wise, but on the weekend, Saturday, thunderstorms possible, real good chance on Saturday. 82 degrees for a daytime high, 90% chance, and again a decent chance on Sunday of morning thunderstorms in the area. 85 for a daytime high and about 60% chance. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we can get some very good rainfall out of this system. It's going to kind of be a slow mover over the next several days. According to the National Weather Service, for this part of the area, we could get anywhere from an inch to up to 2 inches of rainfall over that period of time. Boy, that would certainly help the farmers. It'll help everybody because it is dry out there right now. We need to get the water tables up just a little bit. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. It's heating up earlier than usual this year, and I want to remind you to stay hydrated. Of course, drinking water is super important for hydration, but we also stock coconut water, electrolyte drink mixes, and even some supplements that may help. At Nature's Wonders, we understand that busy, active lifestyles demand quality products that are quick and convenient to help us feel our best. Come see us for your active lifestyle needs and find out how affordable healthy living can be. Nature's Wonders, next to Thompson's Ace Hardware in Harrison.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
The Mountain Home 10-year-old Cal Ripken baseball team left Harrison on Sunday as champions of the North District Tournament. The Sharks' final game at the Equity Bank Sports Complex was a 15-0 shutout victory over Rogers. Mountain Home will host the North Arkansas State Tournament beginning June the 28th. Left fielder Marcel Osonia died for and missed Aaron Altner's 2-run double with 2 outs in the 10th inning, allowing the Philadelphia Phillies to rally for a 6-5 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday afternoon. Tommy Pham hit a solo homer in the top of the 10th inning. 1 inning after a wild pitch on a strikeout kept the game going, but the Phillies rallied. Alther won it with a single liner that appeared to skip off of Ozana's glove before bouncing to the wall. And right-hander Kelvin Herrera has been acquired by the Washington Nationals from the Kansas City Royals for 3 minor leaguers. The Nationals sent infielder Kevin Garuda, outfielder Blake Perkins, and right-hander Yoshima Morel to Kansas City in the deal announced during Washington's doubleheader against the New York Yankees. Herrera has 14 saves this season. He's allowed 3 earned runs in 25 innings while striking out 22 batters and walking 2. Bartolo Colon earned his 244th win, passing Hall of Famer Juan Marshall for the most by a pitcher born in the Dominican Republic. And the Texas Rangers beat the skidding Kansas City Royals 6-3. Adrian Bertrell hit a 3-run homer for the Rangers, who won their 3rd straight. The 45-year-old Colon allowed 3 runs in 6 innings of play. Jake Flaherty and 4 relievers combined on a 4-hitter. Matt Carpenter homered, and the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Chicago Cubs 5-0. Flaherty allowed just 2 hits while striking out 7 in 5 innings of play, but he walked 3 and hit 2 batters and was pulled after throwing 97 pitches. John Barrera gave up 2 hits in a scoreless 6th inning to earn his first major league victory. Austin Gober, Jordan Hicks, and Bud Norris each pitched a hitless inning to end the Cardinals' 4-game losing streak. And that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the community.